All right, so this handout's another great one to work on in groups. In all cases, we get one ribbon. We just end up with one ribbon. I find it easiest to see this by thinking about it as a square with the line on the square. And then notice that just to the right of my line, that whole section is going to be together. But that line then meets down here. And so that whole section, that next section, is going to be touching this section. And that because there's only one actual line that just keeps coming off the top and meeting at the bottom and coming off the top and meeting at the bottom, all of those different pieces are going to be joined at the tops or the sides to the next piece. Okay? Now, for your students who are going a little faster, you might ask them, what happens if we take a second line that fits exactly between all of these lines? So for instance, if we had these lines on the screen, what would happen if we then put an extra lot between those lines? Well, now you'd end up with two. You'd end up with two pieces. You'd end up with this chunk that I'll color yellow, and you'd end up with this other chunk that I'll color red. And of course, if we then took three parallel lines between those, we'd end up with three different pieces, and so on and so forth. This is a great little extra one for your students who are doing well and understanding everything to wrestle with. So let them have a go at it. It is kind of wonderful how we've converted these lines on the plane into being sort of lines that go around this side of the donut, and that how if we sort of think about the bits between those two, that gives us something that we didn't have on the plane now, namely these strips. All very interesting.